hope I'm on the right channel. That's like the weirdest thing to worry about. The fact that sometimes I'm just on the wrong channel because I'm not paying attention enough. But looks like I'm on the correct one. I need some nice background music as I wait. 6:57 my time. And if you're watching with like the 30-second lag or whatever it is, it's a little bit later than that for your time. All right, looking pretty good so far. I'm live, so while I'm live, I'm just gonna go on Amazon, guys, and just look up random stuff on Amazon to see stuff. While I wait for people to kind of come in, hopefully, eventually. Maybe? Anyone? But today will be another live stream of Fruit of Grisaia, and should be good. I don't know how far I'm into the game. I have no idea how long this game is. No one's actually told me how long this game is, so I'm kind of like just winging it, really. It's kind of interesting. You know, we'll see. We'll see where this takes us. Hey, how's it going, Vanitas? Welcome, welcome. Glad you made it. Looks like a few people are slowly making their way and the rounds in. Oh, 6:59 it says. My goodness, look at the time. Oh, it's actually 7 p.m. EST. Well, guess what? You know what that means? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Night Livestream with your host, animefanrk2k here. Today's game, as it was the last few times, if you were unaware somehow, is the Fruit of Grisaia. I'm looking forward to it. The game is hilarious. The game is funny. Actually, a lot more of the characters likable than I thought. I'm like single-handedly the only one that cheers for Michiru the entire way through, but whatever. That's fine. But we are going to play some Fruit of Grisaia, as always, and we'll see where this takes us. Anyway, find my mouse, click on the game so I can actually do stuff. Just like at any other school, the start of a recess period here means that someone runs off to buy drinks for the group. Also, I was chewing gum, so let me spit that out right now. Guys, it's rude to chew gum during a live stream, especially if you're the one hosting it. Don't worry, that's why I say my gum wrapper. There was a similar system at our previous school, so the event itself is familiar. The fact that our designated gopher puts on a maid uniform for the task, on the other hand, is still going to take some getting used to. Ah, it's Sachi. I like how the music gets a little bit louder when it's like the characters are talking again and I'm not narrating anymore. Well. I have not even eaten dinner, guys. Milk tea's good. So use Sama. Oh, lemon tea's good too. Yo, sugar free. It's your pleasure. So honest, bitch. Method. I think Matt's gonna join every live stream with that line. What's available? Really? Perfect entrance. In that case, I'll have university! Really? A pun? Oh! Sachi's now confused. Thought I'd keep the tea combo going. Hold the gum syrup. University, yeah.
さっちゃん、そうやって何でも理解しようと努力するのはあんたのいいところでもあり、悪いところよ。ユージも、さっちゃんは真面目なんだからさ、変な冗談で混乱させないの。
It's a good joke, I thought so.
私はシンクロニシティで。
Yes! Yes! One more! Rolling around the bed sheets, fair enough.
ほら見なさい、頭の悪い子が真似してるじゃないのよ。
True, my bad. When you offer me anything, I think it's only natural to want to explore the limits. Okay then, I'll go with water. Make mine non-carbonated.
炭酸抜きですか?
Yeah.
要は普通のミネラルウォーターでしょ?
Just regular bottle water, like pet bottle of water, man.
あ、はい。それならわかります。マキちゃんは？じゃあ私は牛乳を炭酸抜きで。
炭酸抜きで。Kind of calpus are you trying to order, Makina?
いや、最初から入ってねえし。つか、なんでちょっとかっこよく言おうとした？今。お兄ちゃんの真似。問題ない。
Humma, you say, with the H.
モノマネは微妙だし、言ってることがむちゃくちゃだし、どこから突っ込むべき？
Probably at everything, Amane. Why the glare in my direction?
あんたのせいでしょが。
I am innocent. I've done nothing wrong yet. Hey, how's it going, Koridan? Neko Kirito. Nepu Oni-chan? What kind of male Nepu are you expecting here?
つまり普通の牛乳でいいのかな?
Please say non-carbonated again.
一番うまいの買ってきて。
Oh well.
わかった。それじゃあ一番美味しいの買ってくるね。
Oh. I feel like there was a death flag triggered. I don't know why.
まったくもう、最近のマキナってば何でもユージの真似したがるのよね。
Well, you know, sometimes you have to copy me.
まあ、この子は昔から人の影響を受けやすいからね。ぶっちゃけ口が悪いのだってあまねからの伝染だし。
Oh my god, the things you're not supposed to say, Michiru.
私別に口悪くないもん。ただ思ったことは口にする、不満を溜め込まないタイプってだけで。だからそれが悪影響を生んでいると言っているのではなくて、まあそれほど悪いことだとは思わないけれど。
You know, being a little foul mouth, not a problem, but imagine Sachi bringing breast milk, only if it's the tastiest, man.
まあね、ここに来た当時のことを思えば確かに今の方がまだマシなのかしらね。
What? Was the girl even worse when she arrived here?
そんなことはないのよ。ただ、なんつうか、
Uh-oh.
昔はもっとおとなしかったっていうか、それこそ借りてきた猫みたいに誰にも懐かなかったし、誰とも喋らないでずっと一人でお人形遊びしてるような子だったのよ。
What's wrong with that, right? Playing with dolls?
もう昔の話はもうええがな。
Ancient history. It's like a year ago, right? Everyone has a thing or two in their past they don't want others to know about. And if you're attending a school like this, merely touching on the subject is probably enough to make some old wounds ache. There seems to be an established principle of mutual restraint when it comes to these sore spots. Our conversation shifts fairly smoothly away from the details.
結局何が言いたいかっていうと、昔の触れたら壊れそうなマキナに比べれば今の方がマシってことなのよ。
Yes, we like the foul-mouthed and trying to act cool Machina better than a quiet one. Got it.
自分じゃあんまり変わってないつもりなんだけどな。
そう？最近はお豆腐も食べるようになったじゃない。
Tofu's good. I like tofu. I'm good. I think I'm good.
豆腐？
ほら、この子ってばひどい偏食家でしょ？
I mean...
気に入ったものしか食べないっていうか、果物とパンしか食べないような子だったのに、最近は何でも食べるようになったじゃない？
Oh, snap.
だってお兄ちゃんが。
Oh, you like soybeans that much, huh? Having favorite foods is fine, but don't reject something you haven't tried. At least eat some before you decide to hate it. So the man saith. So saith. What? Ew, tofu, Vanitas. Tofu could be really good, you know? Depends on how you prepare it. Depends on how you eat it. Experience is the most useful possible form of knowledge. Precious privilege reserved for those who manage to stay alive. Sometimes the most instructive and memorable lessons of all come from the deaths of your comrades. Sadly. But I wasn't trying to preach Machina or make any complicated argument about her values. Just wanted to get across that ignorance isn't something you should cling to proudly. You're only embarrassing yourself when you insist that you hate some food you've never eaten.
食わず嫌いがなくなるのは正直ありがたいけど、どうにもおかしなところまでユージに似ていくのはどうなんだろう。
Hey, Yuji is perfectly normal. I don't know what you're talking about, Amane. What? For example?
だから言葉遣いだってば。なんか最近のマキナ少し言葉遣いが横柄っていうかやけに尊大なのよね。誰に似たのかしら。
No idea. You're blaming me?
だって他にいないもの。
I mean, that's fair. Hey, Machina. Seems you've been coming off as a little arrogant lately. Better watch your step. Got it? Duly noted.
いや、だからそれがダメだっつってんじゃん。
なんだとこの野郎。
Oh, okay, that's the wrong line, Machina.
なんで喧嘩腰よ。
まあ、この子が他人の影響を受けやすいのは今に始まったことではないし、ポジティブな面を考慮すれば、何でもかんでも押さえつけるのは良くないと思うけど。
Yeah, you know, don't break the habit.
たまにいいこと言うのよさ。やっぱ押し付けられる息苦しさを知ってる女は言うことが違うのよさ。さすがだね、よしこ。
誰がよしこよ。私はユミコ。勝手に「ゆ」を省略した上に読み方を変えないで。
そんなに怒ること？
なんとかこういいところだけ真似させるってできないのかしらね。
I mean, that's probably impossible. I think the problem's with the samples she's working off, to be honest.
あんたがそれを言う？
Almost lost my water on that line.
今の私がこうして元気でいるのもみんなのおかげなのよ。あまねえからは無駄な明るさを学んで、ユミちゃんからは本を楽しむことを通じて学ぶってことを教わったし、サッチンからは努力とか簡単に諦めない心ってのを学んだし、お兄ちゃんからは生きるための強さ、なんかそんなのを学んだのよさ。
What about Michiru?
今んとこ学ぶところがないのはチルチルぐらいなのよ。
Oh, wrecked. Oops, I click off it. I think I did. Yep, I did.
それどういうことかな。学びなさいよ、私からも。ツンデレとか。
何のためにっていうか、何のとこが？
What's a crap even good for?
でポカーンとしながら私の生き様全否定するのやめてもらえる？
大丈夫。ちゃんとチルチルからも学んでるのよ。反面教師として。
何よそれ。やっぱあんた私のことバカにしてんでしょ。
Making fun of her, yeah?
でも好き。
はあ？
Oh, you sure didn't expect that one.
チルチルのこと大好きだよ。だから大丈夫。
あ、そう。なんかよくわかんないけど。そうなの？
騙された。
どう？散々バカにしておいて最後に好きって言って全部チャラにすんの。これってツンデレ？
あんたやっぱムカつく。
Yo, how's it going, Shade? Hope you're feeling better.
でも好きなのは嘘じゃないのよ。チルチル一緒にいると面白いしバカだけど。
バカだけど。
そうですか。それよくざんした。どうもありがとね。
Yep.
もうバカって言うな。バカって言う子がバカなんだからね。
Well, I mean, I think Makina recognizes she's a baka. Whoops, the break's already over.
あれ、さっちゃん遅いわね。何かトラブルでもあったのかしら。
She probably got fresh milk or something, that's why.
電話してみればいいのではなくて？
もしもし、さっちゃん、今どこにいるの？駅のホーム？何してんの？そんなとこで。
Yup, she's getting the best milk, guys.
北海道？なんで？
Oh my god, she really is. She really is.
ちょっといいから絞りたてとかそこまでしないでいいから。
What's this? What happened?
なんかさっちゃん、一番美味しい牛乳を手に入れるとか言って北海道まで行って自分で牛乳絞ってくるって。
That woman's devotion knows no limits.
とにかく今すぐ戻ってきて。は？飛行機のチケット？そんなの空席待ちとかしないでいいからね。北海道まで行かなくてもスーパーに行けば北海道って書いてある牛乳売ってるからそれ買って帰ってきてね。
Okay, I think I might have been right about this one. Makina's personality getting warped might have been inevitable, considering the references she's working from here. Well, not to say that I'm any exception. Yeah, we all contribute to Makina's development. The countryside scene, uh-oh. I'd assume the job of a principal mainly involved counting your school's money, then begging for more. That and signing off on paperwork you haven't really read. And judging from the way Chizuru has a free time to call me in to chat for no particular reason, even going so far as to make the tea herself. My guess may not have been that far off the mark. But, well, even if that's the truth of the matter, pointing it out would no doubt hurt the woman's self-esteem. A good man knows when to keep his trap shut, as my master put it.
それでどうかしら？もう学園には慣れた？
Oh yes, the school is fine. I really love the work my principal puts into everything. Damn. Not in the least.
何か不便でも？足りないものがあるのなら申請してくれれば。
That's not what I meant. I don't know. Sort of feels like I'm just playing a student for some undercover operation. Can't quite settle down.
そう？旗で見ている分には楽しそうにしているように見えるけど。
Well, I won't deny that, but sometimes I'll catch a glimpse of myself smiling in a pane of glass and just flinch. It's like I'm looking at someone else. It feels awkward. Just want to ask that guy, "What's so funny, asshole? Who do you think you are?" Before I know it, smile's falling right off my face.
そういうもの？
Alright, here's a simple analogy. You know when you're having sex in a hotel and get a look at yourself going at it in the mirror, and you're just like, what are you, a monkey? The whole thing seems ridiculous, right? Same deal.
や 余計にわかりにくいわよ。
She's probably a virgin. Isn't JB in this novel? Yes, Minato. JB has shown up before. Yeah, for a little bit. Really? Okay then, let's try this one. This guy I knew told me a story about the time his parents caught him screwing a pillow in the middle of the night. In that moment, cursing his own idiocy, he longed for the release of death. I think that sense of shame might be somewhat similar.
そのお友達の話、まだ続くの?
And by the way, how's it going, Minato? Not really. How did we get on this topic anyway?
話を元に戻しても?
Feel free.
あなたの事情はそれなりに理解しているつもりだけれど、私からはそのうちになれるわよとしか言いようがないわね。今この学園にいるあの子たちだって学園に来た当初はみんなあなたと同じようなことを言っていたわ。
Huh. So they've all got their own circumstances, huh? Figured as much.
あなたがそうであるように、この学園にいる子たちも様々な事情があってこの学園に来たのよ。
It makes sense. We're a school of what, 6 students?
そもそもこの学園が設立された理由もその辺の事情が少なからず関係しているわ。この学園に学生が6人しかいないのも、まずはテストケースとしての運用という側面があるからなの。
A test run, huh? Go meet some guy in the other novels, huh? The nature of these circumstances isn't made clear to any of the other students, or so it would seem.
学生どころか講師にすらその辺の詳細な事情は伝わっていません。
Oh.
迂闊に手を出すこともできないようなデリケートな事情を抱えた子もいれば、ことが公になれば日常生活に大きな支障をきたす子もいます。例えばあなたのようにね。学園の方針としては学生の自助努力というか、問題を抱えた学生を集めることによって学生同士で心のケアを行い、自然治癒力を高めるというか。
Oh, makes sense. In other words, you throw a bunch of losers together and hope they'll lick each other's wounds.
そういう言い方は語弊があります。あくまでも上からの押さえつけではなく、学生同士のつながりに重点を置いた教育を目指しているのであって。
Sounds pretty when you put it that way, but basically you gathered a bunch of rich kids who couldn't handle regular school. Raked in a ton of donations from people with a guilty conscience about how their children turned out, then made up an excuse about healing in their own time when no one improved no matter how much money threw at the problem.
まあ、なんて人聞きの悪い。確かに榊さんやイリスさんの家からは少なからぬ助成を受けていますが、あくまでも規定の範囲です。今は学生の絶対数が不足しているがゆえに、確固の負担が大きく割高感が強いというだけで。
Oh, the pillow fucker Yuji talked about?
それに民間資本である以上、ある程度の資金運用は。
My bad. Let's stop talking about money. Whether I'm right or not, this is just going to lead to a lot of outraged self-defense. And wherever the money's coming from, it's covering my free tuition, so I hardly have the right to criticize.
どこまで話したかしら。
Yukon. Why did you call me here in the first place?
別に何か特別な理由があって呼び出したわけじゃないわ。ただ単純にこの学園での生活に何か不都合があれば聞いておこうって。ただそれだけの話なの。
Well, in that case, Amane is a bitch in heat. Yumiko tried to kill me a few times, but I dodged that one. Sachi almost went to Hokkaido the other day to get milk. I think Makina is taking after me and started copying my mannerisms, and Michiru's retarded. Other than that, school's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Isn't everyone supposed to have the hots for Yuji in this? Is that what it means to be main character? Like I said, there's no real problems. Just can't get used to this yet.
でも、お友達はできたでしょ？うまくやっていけそう？
But some more than others, as you know, I'm not the most sociable human being. Thanks to my master's influence, I've got a bit of a sarcastic streak. Does lead to some misunderstandings. I guess you could say I've run into some minor communication problems.
警備かしら。私にはかなり歪んでいるように見えるのだけれど。
Oh, Shade, are you saying that Amane couldn't stop her? We just didn't discuss it? What do you expect in a school that was founded to collect warped people and fix them? Or maybe to sweep them under the rug? Whichever. Beating the flaws out of a warped sheet of iron, gathering the failed works and stuffing them in some dark closet. This place is more like a metal shop than a school.
どうしてあなたと話しているといつもこうなってしまうのかしら。
Because Yuji's involved with the dark underbelly of, like, the government and the world. Didn't I just tell you? I have some issues with communication. I guess you might have been hoping that adding a truly twisted individual like myself would offset the others' warping and get them back on track. Apparently, it hasn't worked out too well.
あなたがどう思うと勝手だけれど、私はそういった目論みがあってあなたをこの学園に招き入れたわけではないわ。それだけは疑わないでほしいのだけれど。
Gratitude toward the person who saved your life, is it?
そういうこと。
It was a coincidence that I was the one who saved you, and I was acting on orders.
でも、あなたでなければ、ああはうまくいかなかったと説明されたわよ。
Sorry, but it's not gonna happen, Chizuru. I'm gonna get together with like a different girl.
あなたがいなければ、私は今ここでこうしてのんきにお茶を飲んでいることもなかった。違う？
That's just something arbitrarily convinced yourself of. And not to repeat myself, but I didn't save you for any special reason.
勝手で結構。私はね、人に借りを作ったままというのが嫌いなの。それとも何か別のお礼が良かったかしら？
No, you've done more than enough.
確かに、あなたの思っていた普通の学園とは少し違うかもしれないし、クラスメートに変わった子が多いのは認めるけれど。
A little bit.
それでも、私にはこれが精一杯なの。ごめんなさい。
Not a problem. Not that I buy every word coming out of the principal's mouth, but when you get down to it, a place like this is probably just about right for someone with circumstances like mine. Tossing the likes of me into a run-of-the-mill school wasn't a great idea to begin with. Pushing my way into a crowd of people with completely different values probably would have made for a tense and irritating experience. Alright then, are we done here?
そうね。何か不満があったらいつでも言って。すべてに対処するとは言えないけれど、善処はします。
I think Yuji's actually more sarcastic than a cynic. I think that there's still a lot that Yuji accepts that is okay with the world from what I'm getting, like, feeling wise. Or else he'd probably be a lot like more of a downer. Got it.
そうそう。ついでに聞いておきたいのだけれど。
What is it?
あなたから見た他の子たちってどんな感じかしら？
Huh. My thoughts?
別に難しい話ではなくて、なんていうのかしら。あなたから見たあの子たちの初見？
Ooh, my opinions on the others.
例えば、あなたから見た榊さんはどんな子に見えるのかしら？
Sakaki, huh? I haven't known her for that long, and honestly, can't say that I have a particularly firm read on her. And to be perfectly frank, this is the woman who started slashing at me with a box cutter out of nowhere. Can't say I'm that eager to get deeply involved with her. Oh, man. Sarcastic, yep. Alright. These are just my impressions. If you put it nicely, she's a rational type that doesn't waste her time. Put it harshly, and she's just apathetic. Unless it's blocking her way, the girl's not going to bother picking up something that falls down. That's how she comes off, at least. That applies to her relationships with others as well. Sakaki seems to avoid getting involved with someone unless she absolutely has to. She'll respond when you talk to her, but rarely joins the conversations otherwise. Guess you can interpret her quietness as an attempt to avoid hostility or attempts at intimacy from others, but I think it's partly that she simply doesn't understand how to build relationships of mutual trust. And if someone else tries to bridge that gap, she'll take it as an intrusion on her territory and violently reject them. I think those are the major points. I've been consciously trying not to be too pushy or intrusive with her, but, well, haven't gotten that far.
なるほど。じゃあ、松島さんは?
No, we have not gotten to the point where we choose a route yet, I think. Although, maybe we are. Maybe that's why we're talking about all the girls. Maybe we will actually choose. And you guys will finally figure out, or find out what the poll I did, like, on the second live stream for which girl's route to go down was. Feature, huh? The girl's off her rocker. The other day I saw her wandering the dorm hallways, moaning with cling wrap rolled around her head. What kind of ritual is that supposed to be?
きっとブリーチをしていたんじゃないかしら。彼女、月に一度ぐらいのペースで髪を脱色しているみたいなのだけれど、その脱色に使う薬品が相当に痛いらしいのよね。
I see. At the time, I hid myself instinctively and observed Michiru's freakish ceremony from afar, but it seems she wasn't wrapping foil on her head to protect from the occult mind control rays after all. Incidentally, is that hair color allowed by school regulations?
まあ、対面的には若干の問題はあるけれど、うちは私学だし、彼女の髪が著しく風紀を乱しているというわけでもないしね。
Let's be honest, no matter what hair color Michiru had, she'd still be dumb. True enough, it seems like she has her reasons for going with that hair color too. Guess there's no need to force her to stop.
どういう意味?
About what?
松島さんの髪の色の理由、何か聞いたの?
Oh, cried, what? No, well, she said, I'm a tsundere, so it has to be this way, but I don't know anything more than that.
何それ? tsundere?
So what's a tsundere? Okay, to sum the girl up, she's just a generally incompetent human being. Although you might get distracted by that flashy blonde hair at first. It's not representative of who she really is. That coloration is actually a warning signal. By going out of her way to be highly visible, she's announcing to everyone who sees her that, I'm poisonous! But in the end, it's nothing more than an empty threat. In other words, Michiru is so weak that she feels the need to project hollow menace in self-defense. The girl wouldn't last a minute on her own. She has to form symbiotic relationships to survive. But she's also counterproductively cautious around others, and has a hard time trusting their charity or affection. In that sense, Sachi's a unique presence in Michiru's life. If you ask me, Michiru might be trying to figure out just how selfish can I be before Sachi rejects me, by slowly pushing at the limits of her kindness. Wow, that was actually a lot more in-depth than I thought. What? For the record, these are just my opinions based off what I've seen of Michiru, so I might be completely off base.
意外と深いところまで見ているものだから、ちょっと驚いただけ。
Hey, like all the girls look good in Yuji's eyes, right? Even though he doesn't really care. Actually, maybe Yuji's the better tsundere of all of them. People do call me perceptive sometimes. Well, I just dropped the bottle cap to my water. Let's hope I don't knock it down now. When you grow up nervously watching the expressions on other people's faces, you naturally pick up a habit of observing others.
そういえば、あなたは確か お姉さんがいたのよね。
I have one now. Her name's Amane. She's a bitch in heat. Rolls around in man's bed sheets. As she speaks, Principal Tachibana takes a binder stuffed with documents from her desk and begins flipping through the contents.
上に兄弟がいる子って上の子を見ながら育つから優れた観察眼が身につくっていうものね。
Is that how it works? I don't know. Well, that's not the only reason in my case.
それで他の子は？そう。例えば小峰さんとかはどう思う？
Sachi, eh? On the surface, she's just insanely serious about everything. Kind of an awkward girl. I think she's got the idea that diligent obedience is her only redeeming feature. Guess you could classify her as a tortoise rather than a hare, but it seems more like she's decided that for herself, like she's just given up on developing her talents any further. Basically, she's the type who thinks about resolving a huge problem over the course of 10 years of hard work. She seems incapable of even considering a search for easier methods, let alone turning to others for help. If you told her to build a castle here, she'd start stacking up stones by herself. She's serious, honest, and follows any instruction she's given obediently, to the point where she's often seems more like a robot than a human being. The girl is faithful to her orders, but she doesn't think about efficiency when carrying them out. It's almost like she's punishing herself. If someone doesn't teach a girl to let off some steam, she's going to explode someday.
確かにそうね。
Oh, well.
あの子、何を頼んでもいいですよ、わかりましたっていうもんだから、私もつい仕事頼んじゃったり、雑用任せちゃったりするし。
Well, it's probably because Yuji is very insightful.
気をつけないとダメね。
Yep. Try not to fall into the mistake of thinking of creating an appropriate setting, so now I can just leave the students to take care of themselves. Oh, look at this! Berating Chizuru on top of that.
痛いところをついてくるわね。私だって今のままでいいとは思っていないのよ。だからこうして定期的に個人面談という形であなたたちの意見を聞いているのだし。
So you've had this sort of discussion with the others as well?
ねえ、そう。折を見ては面談をしたり、話すのが苦手な子には日誌を提出してもらったりしているの。
Diaries.
日誌というか、あれは絵日記に近いかしらね。
oh, Machina. Machina is it?
ご明察。
That was a no-brainer.
あの子の言葉は少し理解するのが難しいし、話をしている最中に何を話そうとしていたのか忘れてしまうようなことが多いから、思い立ったことを紙に記録したものを提出してもらっているの。あの子、結構絵が上手だから面白いわよ。
Oh, nice. I see. Yeah. Machina's case, I think a diary would probably be more coherent.
あなた、イリスさんと随分仲良くなったみたいね。とても珍しいことよ。
Really? Amina told me the same thing.
イリスさんはね、そうは見えないかもしれないけれど、日常生活に支障が出るほどの人見知りなのに、あなた、どうやって彼女と仲良くなったの？
Piece of cake. Just taught her a few grown-up games. Now she comes by my room every night. That was a joke, Shizuru. You're supposed to laugh. It's a joke. Don't give me that look.
本当に冗談なんでしょうね。
If you ask me, Makina is kind of the exact opposite of Michiru. She plays up her own weakness to take advantage of the protection of others, like her bizarre speech patterns and quirky habits. The aggressive way she cuddles up to people, all that. I think it's something she does by instinct to invite compassion from the strong. That sort of trick works on many men, but it's not going to make her popular with her own sex. Wouldn't be surprised if she's been bullied as a result. The reason Makina is taken to Amina so much is probably because Amina's unusually strong protective instinct. But I think Amina's large body and the oddly masculine parts of her personalities are also a factor. If you want Machina to like you, communicate that you don't intend her any harm. Then demonstrate that you're strong. She'll sidle up to you herself.
なんだか随分と歪んでいるというか打算的な関係なのね。
No true routes. Oh. Don't know about that. It's a fact that I don't dislike Machina, and she herself understands perfectly well that I've seen through her. Fact is, Machina's much smarter than she lets on. Yes, I've noticed that actually.
そんな関係でいいとあなたは思っているの？
Nah, she's... That's not what I'm saying. For one thing, it's not like I can always be around to protect her. If you're completely convinced that someone's going to keep you safe at all times, you'll turn into the sort of person who can't do anything in a real emergency. Amina is enough if she wants someone to spoil and protect her. I'm trying to convey the value of independence and self-defense.
それはイリスさんのことを言っているのよね。それともこの国の未来について？
Machina is a part of the future of this nation. An interesting interpretation.
冗談よ。それじゃあ最後にスオさんについてあなたはどう思う？
She's a bitch in heat. Amina, to be honest, she's the biggest mystery to me. What? Her painfully cheerful personality and burning need to help others are one thing, but I have no idea why she clings to me so persistently.
スオさん本人が言うには一目惚れらしいじゃない？
Too many JRPGs with a true route? Persona 3, Neptunia, Fairy Fencer F, etc. Yeah, I mean, you know, that happens. That's what I don't understand. See me walk by and your first thought is going to be, that's a suspicious character. And she's saying she fell in love with me at first sight? She might be the most deranged of all of them. I don't have an answer, so let me ask you instead. What kind of woman is she?
どういうと言われても見たままよ。明るくて元気で一番年上だからしっかりしてるし。ちょっと待ってね。
The principal flips quickly through the documents she's holding.
彼女前にいた学校を1年間休学しているから事実上はあなたの2個上ね。
Huh, maybe. Who will we find out about more of? Hey now, you shouldn't give away a woman's age like that. Pretty cruel.
いいじゃない。まだ若いんだし気にすることないわよ。
Unlike you, right, Chizuru? Hey! In that case, how many years older than me are you, Chizuru? Sweating profusely, huh? What's the matter? You've inexplicably broken into a sweat.
あの子がこの学園に来たのは榊さんに続いて2番目よ。
I didn't ask you about that.
寮に彼女の引っ越しの荷物が届いた次の日、なんていうの？ほら、アメリカの暴走族が乗っているようなオートバイに乗って本人が学園に来たのよ。もうね、とんでもない子が来ちゃったってびっくりしたんだけど、まあ話してみれば普通の子だったわね。とってもいい子よ。
No normal girl gets to school in a chopper. Alright, I get the picture. Guess I'll give up on the age thing.
とにかくみんないい子たちばかりだからこれからも仲良くしてあげて。
And that's fair. Can't make any guarantees, but I will put in the effort. Are we done here?
ええ、もう退出してもらって結構よ。何か相談があればいつでも来て。
Alright then, I'll be going. Can't quite get used to my life at this school. I was being perfectly honest when I told Chizuru that my own smile feels awkward to me. A normal student life in a normal school. It's hard for me to believe how readily I'm accepting these small fragments of happiness. Or maybe it's hard for me to forgive. I didn't think I'm really feeling awkward when I see that I smile. I'm feeling guilt. Feels like foul gas gathering in my body, like my blood's turning black and viscous in my veins. A stifling sensation, as if my lungs are slowly filled with cold poison. Cool. Look, you, do you really think this is what you should be doing right now? Vague, impatient questions dominate my mind. I feel a pressing need to be something, anything, but no concrete course of action presents itself. Principal tells me that I'll get used to this soon. But what good would that do, even if I could? No matter how I change, none of the things I've lost are ever coming back. Well, that's true. That's why you don't dwell on the things lost, but on the things to come. And now we're playing some goofy music. That's always fun. In the field, interpersonal relationships resemble the interlocking of pieces in a puzzle. In order to form a coherent, larger picture, the players fix every piece into its place. I move according to their instructions, take the position they designate for me, and carry out the tasks they assign to me. In many cases, the players prepare a number of spare pieces as insurance against the unexpected. The pieces in question realize that they're expendable and are prepared for the possibility they may be used as sacrifices. No! Sacrificial pawns! I always hated watching as people were sent to their deaths, but I also understood the rules of the game we were playing. Pawns aren't allowed to move on their own selfish impulses. The first priority is always to win. It's probably because I spent so long in that sort of world, but friendship has become a mostly theoretical concept for me. The word rings a little hollow in my ears. Not to say that I'm skeptical of its existence, but to me it seems almost like something out of a magic show. Show me two people swearing, "We'll be friends forever," I see some TV psychic bending a spoon. Makes me want to pull back that curtain they set up around their feelings and see what's really going on in there. How the trick really works. And then we get this scene where it's like, whoa. No. As Shakespeare once said, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. Well, that actually wouldn't be too far from the truth, in my opinion as well. As usual, Michiru is gulping down that bitter soft drink to maintain her vitamin C intake. If she's that determined to keep up this absurd daily dose, wouldn't taking supplements be more efficient? There are pills that contain daily supplies of a wide range of vitamins. The ideal would be to get everything you need from your meals, but that would involve eating buckets of vegetables daily, which isn't easy to keep up. It's not a great idea to become completely dependent on pills for your nutrients, but I don't think there's any problem with using them to complement your diet. Incidentally, Michiru. What? Why don't you just take supplements? If you want to keep up a regular vitamin C intake but don't like sour things, wouldn't it be easier to just take a multivitamin tablet? What? Okay, cut the maggot. I'm asking you a question. Why do you torture yourself by drinking this stuff when there's an alternative? Yo, Yuji, don't worry. Yuji's like, I'm pissed. Does she really think this is true? Almost certainly the water. Are you saying that your body is composed of dry sand? Wow. I didn't call you a goddess. I get the feeling you'd end up in an infinite loop if I let you keep going here. She's so dumb, it's great.
そうよ、みちるの言う通り、お米にはね、神様がいるのよ。だから一粒一粒大事に食べないといけないのよ。
I'm gonna. Why are you playing along with her?
いやいや、別にそういう話をしてるわけじゃないんだけどね。
Oh, Sakura kiss? Kiss, kiss, fall in love. Dee 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 dee.
ところでね、みちるが酸っぱいものを求めてるということで、こんなものを用意しました。じゃじゃーん。
Amina takes out an airtight plastic bag filled with powder. Although I didn't have her down as a drug trafficker, this is pretty suspicious any way you look at it. What's that, heroin?
なわけないでしょ。この粉は何かというと、実はビタミン A。
Oh, A vitamins.
これはビタミン C は言うに及ばず、世界中の酸っぱいものを集め、何時間も煮詰めて作ったみちるのためのスペシャル粉。さあ、酸っぱいうちに召し上がれ。
酸っぱいものが好きなわけじゃないんだけどな。
Still, you've had this chance to challenge the sourness of the sour drop in your lap. Might as well give it a shot.
やだ、絶対やだ。
A veto, eh? Alright, you don't have to try it. I'll have a go instead. Sour things tend to be good for you, after all. Well, except when the taste is a result of something going rotten. Amina, you didn't grind up spoiled meat to make this, right?
もちろんよ。でも
Then I'll try it.
じゃの？
あ、ちょっと待って、それは。
Sit tight and watch, Amina. You understand, Michiru? If you're not going to take this, I will. Here it goes.
ここはツンデレらしく。
Uh-oh! Uh-oh!
あんた、それ私に貸しなさいよ。
Michiru really snatches a plastic bag out of my hands and pulls off the twist tie that was sealing it shut.
あんたになんてあげないんだからね。これは私の
Try too hard to play the tsundere and you'll end up nothing more than a predictable contrarian. Michiru pours the stuff from the bag into her mouth, gulping it all down as though it were an antacid powder. Here you go. I passed Michiru the 100% vitamin C. She's been working on earlier.
ありがとう。ゴビゴビ。何よこれ。私のジュースじゃない。
Yes, Minato, she did say, oh my god. Yes, she did say that. In this situation, Sundar would. Said any drink at all. This was closest thing at hand.
確かにそう言ったけど、わかるでしょ。どうしてそんなとこだけ急に気が利かないのよ。バカじゃないの。なんでもいいから他に飲み物を。
じゃあこっちを。
ありがとう。ゴビゴビ。ブヘヘヘ。苦何これ。
私特製のビタミン A100% ドリンク。
Yes! Oh no! Oh, Michiru is gonna be so sad today. Oh my goodness.
そんなのあるの？ねえ、だったら最初からそれでよくない？なぜまず粉をペロリさせたの？
粉は見せるだけで水に溶かして薄めたこっちを飲ませようとしたのよ。
だったら先に言ってよね。
を飲もうとした時にちょっと待ってって私言ったよね。
ああ、確かに言ってましたよね。でもね、伝達の順番をね、よく考えていこうよ、みんなで。これからね、将来に向けてさ。
ごめんね、そんなに酸っぱかった？
うん、酸っぱかった。何度も言いますけどね、酸っぱいものが好きなわけじゃないんですよ。そのビタミンを摂取したいだけなんですよ。
I see. I have no idea why you're so stubborn about not using supplements, but if that's your way of doing things, I'll keep my opinions to myself.
はあ、舌のピリピリだいぶ落ち着いてきた。
It's a great game, guys. It's beautiful.
ところでユージ、私は酸っぱいものも平気で飲んじゃう最強のツンデレなんだけど、酸っぱいものに食べ合わせとかってあると思う？
Foods to avoid? Talking about the superstition where a certain combination of dishes supposedly cause some terrible side effect? It's mostly just a bunch of old wives' tales.
そうなの？私はまあ食べ合わせなんて気にしてないけどね。グレープフルーツだってもちゃもちゃ食べちゃうし。
What? Sour stuff. I guess they clash with salty things, so the bad combinations would probably be stuff like eel or pickled plums. Supposedly you get pretty severe indigestion.
よっぽど多く食べなきゃ平気じゃないの？ものによっては含有されてる栄養素を打ち消し合うこともあるみたいだから、避けた方が無難っちゃ無難だけど。
Yep. I'm on assisted for the overkill, it's true. Learning from the wisdom of the ancients is all well and good, but I wouldn't get too hung up on myths like that. Even that famous legend about durian fruit and alcohol causing some fatal reaction turned out to be a load of crap. But why are you asking in the first place? Planning to start cooking?
そういうわけじゃないけど。なんでもないわよ。私は食べ合わせなんて気にしないおてんばがあるってことよ。
A spicy girl? Spicy.
おでんぱがある？
A spacey girl?
くらなんじゃくら
やっぱりチルチルは電波を受信したり宇宙と交信したりしてるのよさ。
そんなことしてるか。
食べ合わせそんなに気になる？健康面を気にしてのこと？
How's it going, Armando? Welcome.
気にならない。
Not worried at all.
気にしてたから聞いたんじゃないの？
あにゃ、違う。そうじゃないのです。
What? What's wrong? Your Cinderella is starting to fade.
消えてないわよ。そういうのはね、いちいち指摘しなくても平気よ。なぜなら大抵そうなった時は自分でも分かってって何を言わせるのよ。私はこれが素なんだからね。
皆様お揃いで薬物パーティーですか？
Drug parties? What?
それはもう終わったわよ。
We already finished that gag. It's done. Sachi's like, oh my god, all my friends are super druggies already.
いや、その言い方は語弊が。あのね、パーティーなんかじゃないわよ。もしそうならユミコもいるはずでしょう。私は仲間外れが嫌いなのよ。
Never leave Yumiko out when there's a heroin party going on, Sachi. Don't worry. Wait, what?
それもそうですね。となると、榊さんはまたお一人で読書でしょうか？
榊さんってちょっと距離を感じるわよね。仲が悪いとかそういうことじゃないんだけど。
そうかしら。私はもう、ハローユミコ、今日も元気にしてる？でもあんたの健康なんて気にしてないんだからね。ってな具合でバッチリ挨拶できるわよ。
みちる様の社交性には頭が下がります。まるで壊れたダンプカーのように相手の懐に飛び込んでいきますよね。
Well, I guess so. Broken down dump truck, really? Yeah, I expect you to get carried away with that fairly regularly. probably resulting in a lot of nasty glares from Sakaki.
確かにそういうこともないわけじゃないわね。
Like all the time, right? So who does Sakaki spend the most time with then?
そう言われると難しいな。私はマキナの面倒を見てることが多いけど。
そうなのよさ。いつもあまねえに上から下までやってもらってんの。
What a leech.
私はサチに用事を頼むことが多いかしらね。
そうですね。休憩しようかなというタイミングでみちる様が何かをおっしゃられることが多いです。
Oh, yep, she's testing those limits, huh?
でも働いている時は充実感があるのでちっとも苦ではありません。
ふふん、そうでしょう。サチは私のメイドだもの。
Oh, the Fang?
でも同い年のマキちゃんと一緒にいることも多いです。
Makina is a popular one.
マキナ人気者。チルチルは人気ないね。まあ性格めんどくさいし仕方ないのよさ。
Wow. Laptop.
何よその言い方。失礼しちゃうわね。プンプン。
Boom, really?
みちる様、冷静になった上でその現実を受け入れてください。みちる様は人気がない。
Wow. You're not popular.
サチ。
チルチルはお友達がいないからちゃんと作った方がいいのよさ。
Wow.
みんな私のことをどう思って接してるの。哀れみ。
Oh, she's crying, guys.
そこまでじゃないけど、まあそういう感じ。
Wow, something like that. Not to worry, Michiru. You can always make friends inside your head. They'll never reject you.
何それ。どういうこと。頭の中にいる友達って。
You make up friends and you're friends with them. Michiru's reaction to my attempt at a joke isn't quite what I expected. She's staring wide-eyed at me, waiting on tenterhooks for more details. Take a deep breath and politely begin to explain. Well, the most common term would be imaginary friend. It's a fictional companion that lives solely in your imagination. Pretty typical in childhood. Some people only make one. Some people dream up a whole cast of characters. Although they'll usually drop the idea as they grow up. I've heard some people keep their imaginary friends around even into adulthood.
イマジナリーフレンドか。
A lot. Foreshadowing much? What? Although Michiru listened carefully to my every word, doesn't seem to have been what she was looking for. Shoulders sag in disappointment.
そっか。それって子供の妄想みたいなものなのね。
Well, at least she understood that one. I guess some people have long conversations with their dolls or stuffed animals instead.
ミチルは空想とか好きそうだもんね。
そんなことないわよ。私はいつだって現実を見据えて生きているのよ。ビシッ。
Pow. Oh, that is a fact. So what's reality the way you see it?
私にとっての現実？急に難しいこと言うのね。ちょっと待ちなさいよ。
Michiru folds her arms and closes her eyes. After a long moment of thought, she stands up straight and delivers her answer.
私にとっての現実とは、私が今ここにいることよ。
Very important. Judging from her dramatic delivery, Michiru must have thought that was a really impressive line. Sadly, our audience is less than responsive. There's a moment of awkward silence.
そりゃそうなのよさ。ここにいなかったら現実じゃないのよ。チルチルは考えすぎて一周回って当たり前のことを言ってしまったのよ。
There's a lot that happened, King, but just so you know, you're here now.
そうね。ミチルには難しい質問だったかもしれないわね。
みちる様、わからないときはわからないと言ってくださいね。 そうすれば風見さんも最初から質問しないはずです。
Oi, stop knowing the facts, Sachi.
ちゃんと頭数から外していただけるはずです。みちる様は頭数にない。
Wow!
ちょっとなんでみんなして人のことちょっとかわいそうな子扱いするのよ。
Oh man.
今の答え完璧じゃない。むしろ哲学的でさえあるじゃない。
I mean, only if you broke the fourth wall and realized you're in a visual novel game, yes. Can you define metaphysical?
当たり前よ。教えなさい。
Of course I can. What's the answer?
開き直るスピードがより速くなった。
Whoa. You disappointed me. Making a note not to expect anything from you in the future. Not that I had been previously, but I clearly need to lower my forecast even further. From this moment forward, I'll be formally handling you as an authentic, officially certified idiot.
もうそうやってまた私のことバカにする。バカじゃないんだからね。そういうの禁止。ドンストップ。
ひとまずミスドンストップは置いとくのよさ。
Miss, don't stop for the moment.
放置プレートはマキナも成長したものね。
プレイじゃないのよ。本気で放置よ。
Wrecked. Don't star.
では話を変えてユージ、君のお友達ってあんまり想像できないけど、子供の頃とかはどうだったの？
The star of Sachi being a savage is here. Sachi is savage. Sachi is savage. That makes sense. As a kid, my friends. The words bring to mind a young girl I met under some very unusual circumstances. Our relationship was basically about helping each other stay alive. I guess you could have called it a sort of friendship. Then again, after a while, she disappeared from that place, and I was left to fend for myself again. Tricky question. Not the most socially gifted person around.
そう？多少気難しいとこもあるけど、ちゃんとしてるじゃない。これからどんな友達が欲しいとかないの？
Drawing a blank on the concept of friends, so I decided to mentally substitute the term buddies. I think I can provide more concrete answers about the teammates I've known on the field. Well, I'll pass on anyone who holds me back. The useless ones don't have any right to complain if they end up getting shot in the back.
後ろから撃たれるってどんな状況下での友達を想定してるのよ。
I wonder if that girl is in a VN, huh? Just a figure of speech. Nobody's actually going to shoot an ally. But you should try to learn who you can count on to watch your back, and you can't expect anything from. How to deal with the latter.
頭数には入れない。
Dealing with the hiccup. Oh, snap. Uh-oh. She was like, I'm dead. Anyway, I like people are easy to work with. I guess that's really the only thing I'm looking for, to be honest. As long as they don't get in my way, I'm not going to complain.
現実的なのね。友達っていうよりは仕事仲間みたい。
Maybe. Sometimes I think tools make better partners than human beings. They have a clear purpose, you know? Makes them a lot simpler to deal with.
ユージ、人を道具扱いするのは良くないと思うよ。
It's okay, I will never use Michiru as a tool. Didn't mean to imply that. I'm just saying that tools tend to be reliable. Once you've used a piece of machinery enough, it practically becomes a part of you. Simple extension of your body that does what you need. The more affection you give a tool, the more smoothly it operates. A tool won't betray you. Not often, at least.
何の話だかわからなくなってきたのよさ。
Sorry, I got a bit off track there. To put it more simply, I don't think I've ever really had something you could call a best friend.
そうなのよね。友達と親友ってまた違うから、そうなると難しいわよね。
Wait, so if she's not in a VN, she's not in a VN, but she is in a VN, she's in a VN. You guys keep going with that logic in the chat, don't worry.
私はあんまりそういうのは考えたことないのよさ。
そうですね。私は皆様のお役に立ちたい一心ですし。
We've been discussing friendship for a while now. Not that the concept has gotten any clearer for me, but at this point I realized that one person had stopped participating in the conversation. A certain bottle blonde had slowly taken her distance from the group. Oh wow, and they're playing like sad music in it, and our friendly chat, her face growing increasingly gloomy. Her usual energies vanished. Wonder if something's wrong. Michiru's like, I'm not their friend. You can see beads of sweat forming on Michiru's forehead. Maybe her stomach's upset? As she demonstrated just a few minutes ago, the girl isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. As she is an idiot, it wouldn't be surprising if she ate food off the ground and found herself in intestinal distress. Yes, I can easily imagine the girl stuffing her cheeks with unidentified berries she found on some bush. Take a good careful look at Michiru. Indeed, this is the face of someone who goes scavenging in trash cans once she got a little hungry. No, my mistake. She probably doesn't even have to be hungry first. I just can picture her plucking some tasty-looking colorful mushroom off the ground and chowing down without a second thought. Idiots are such a handful. Wow. Perhaps she wandered down to the beach, spotted a crab, chased after her while drooling, then found herself under attack from a jealous macaque coveting the same prize? Honestly, does this woman have no sense whatsoever when it comes down to our hunting and gathering? Just entering a wild monkey's territory is dangerous. What kind of fool goes so far as to try to steal their prey? Come to think of it, crab-eating macaques don't even live in Japan. Did this girl wander all the way to Southeast Asia in search of something tasty to stick in her craw? This is just too much. I have to say something. I abruptly jump off the sofa and drop my hands on Michiru's shoulders. Everyone flinches in surprise, but I pay no mind to their stares. I keep my gaze firmly focused on Michiru as they speak. It's amoebic dysentery. I'm sure of it. Don't worry, I have some experience with this. You're bitten by a crab-eating macaque, right? Try to learn from this experience. Stop scavenging for food for the time being. Don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing you for the thought. After all, procuring food from your environment is the most crucial and fundamental of survival skills. I'm very proud of you for trying, okay? That is an amazing face. This is an amazing face, guys. That said, your particular actions in this case were mistaken. You acted rashly out of ignorance, but there's nothing to be ashamed of. I'll make sure that this doesn't happen again, and... I sharply turned to face the rest of the group and raised my voice to a harsh shout. Let me just warn the rest of you right now. You don't have any right to look down on Michiru just because she caught amoebic dysentery. This could have happened to any one of you. We're going to learn from this mistake. You're all going to know what plants are edible, which are poisonous, and how to avoid savage monkeys. I don't want you crying to me for help when the Japanese islands are covered in jungle. Alright then, first thing first. I'll be accompanying Michiru for the moment. Come on, we're going to the bathroom right to get a look to confirm my diagnosis. You were scavenging for food, right? Hence the infection. What kind of setting is this? Then what's with the sweating? Your face is pasty and you've got nasty beads of perspiration on your forehead. Sure don't look healthy to me. Amana, watching Michiru and me with concern, enters the conversation. Not in the least. She's suffering from brutal diarrhea. Clearly diarrhea, man. Are you sure it's not diarrhea? Wow. Even if you don't have dysentery, we need to properly identify the problem. Whatever infectious disease you've caught, we'll need to take the appropriate countermeasures. Understood? It's kind of really funny because clearly she was just feeling left out because everyone just made fun of her. and none of them were like, oh, well.
チルチル、お腹痛いの？大丈夫？
I bet, like, in Michiru's head, everything's gonna resolve itself by the end of this, and she's like, you know what? I feel okay, guys. Don't worry about it. Orcas?
みちる様、保健室まで私がご一緒させていただきます。
Not necessary, Sachi. There's a possibility she's still infectious. Probably have more experience dealing with this sort of thing than you.
はい、それではよろしくお願いします。
Alright. Come on, let's go.
だから大ごとにしないでよね。私そういうの嫌いなんだから。
Did she like convince herself that she has dysentery now? Listen, Maggot. How many times do I have to tell you not to make light of dysentery? Small things are what get you. Change your socks regularly when you're in Vietnam. You always treat diarrhea with the proper respect.
そうじゃないって言ってるでしょ。もう。
You're awfully stubborn. But anyway, this illness sure came out of nowhere. You looked fine until we started talking about best friends or whatever it was. Michiru's face fills with pain and she clutches a hand to her chest. Next moment, she's leaning heavily against the wall, as if to keep herself from falling to the ground. What's wrong? Are you in pain?
ちょっと休ませて。すぐ治るから。
Oh, did she lose her best friend or something? Wait, is it your chest rather than your stomach?
ねえユージ、お願い。ちょっとだけだから。こういうことには慣れてるのよ。
What? Normally, chest pain is something we should be responding to immediately. Seems this is a familiar occurrence for Michiru. She has the most information, so for the moment I have to trust her judgment. Alright, if you say so, but don't overdo it. If it feels worse than usual, let me know right away.
わかったわよ。あんたに心配なんてしてもらいたくないんだからね。
You got guts, young tsundere. Thumping herself lightly on the back, Michiru slowly settles her ragged breathing down. In time, the beads of sweat on her forehead disappear, and the expression of pain on her face fades away. I see. I tend not to trust sick people when they tell me I'll be fine, as a general rule. But I guess sometimes the person in question does know best.
言ったでしょ。ちょっとした貧血よ、貧血。あんたは気にしなくていいの。
I don't know, man. We were worried for a moment there. I don't think anemia typically causes chest pain.
私の場合は感じるの。だからもし今後こういうことがあっても軽くスルーしなさいよね。
I think I have to ignore it if I don't want to go down your route.
それとあんまりこういう姿他の子に見せたくないから黙ってなさいよ。
If you got a chronic illness, I think it'd be best if the people around you knew enough to react appropriately in an emergency. But if you're that opposed to the idea, we can write a memo and stick it on your forehead.
もう私が黙ってなさいって言ったら黙ってなさいよね。わかった？
If you insist.
それならよし。じゃあ戻るわよ。
That's it? Okay? Alright.
みんな、みちる様のお帰りよ。さっきのはただの貧血。心配しなくていいのよ。
I thought you said we weren't telling them that.
あれ、もう戻ってきたの？元気になってよかったのよさ。
当たり前じゃない。私を誰だと思ってるの？ツンデレキング、みちる様よ。
How? You're a king now?
一時はどうなることかと。
サーチ、そんなこと言ってる暇があったらお水持ってきてちょうだい。喉が渇いたわ。私はナチュラルミネラルウォーターをご所望よ。
No, don't say that. She's gonna actually go to like and get.
はい、ただいまお持ちいたします。
戻ってきた途端にさっちゃんに命令なんて。すっかり元気になったみたいね。
Someone please stop Sachi. She probably now wants to get to the best water sources to get mineral water.
もともとちょっと貧血だっただけよ。レバーを食せば問題なし。それじゃあまた盛り上がっていくわよ。 そんなに盛り上がるような話してたっけ？
してないなら盛り上げていくわよ。オラオラ。
これだけ元気なら心配しなくても大丈夫そうね。
I guess, you know, whatever. Once women get started with idle gossip in earnest, it won't end anytime soon. In accordance with that rule, the group's conversation stretches on endlessly. Finding a good moment, I slip away silently. When I leave the dorm, I bump into Sakaki, a non-participant in the ongoing girl talk. I know she's not the most sociable type, but even so, she knows the others longer than I have. She might have some sort of an answer for me. Hey Sakaki, just now Michiru got sick out of nowhere. Don't worry, it didn't turn out to be anything serious. Seems like she was actually completely used to it. Have you seen something like that happen to her before?
いいえ、記憶にないわ。いつもバカみたいに騒いでるじゃない。
Ah. Which would mean she's tried to hide it.
どういうこと？松島さん、病気か何かなの？
No, I don't think so. Sorry for making the weird question all of a sudden.
いいえ、大丈夫よ。
Oh. Did we trigger the Michiru Yumiko friendship route in Yumiko? Incidentally, Sakaki, please don't mention what I said to anyone else. It seems Michiru doesn't want people worrying about her.
そうね。余計な詮索をされたくないのは誰も同じだろうし。そうするわ。
Thanks. I'll see you later. Relationships are difficult things. Too often we hide ourselves out of the consideration for others and dress up ugly reality with happy lies. Keep it up long enough and the truth is left irreparably tangled with fiction. Everyone understands that the ideal relationship is based on straightforward honesty. But that straightforward road feels so circuitous as a maze once you take the first step. Our hearts are hidden from each other regardless of our intentions. As we stumble through the twists and turns of life, the most we can do is pray that we won't lose our way in the one maze we ourselves have created. Be yourself, that's what it means, guys. Be yourself. I think that might actually be the most difficult thing of all. If we could manage that much, every path would lie open to us. Alright. And now we are moving on to whatever this is. It's very difficult to use your time off effectively. So I just gotta look at this sky. In particular, when you're in a profession like mine, your holidays tend to be irregular and come with many restrictions on how you can spend them. It's hard to make plans ahead of time, and when you do, they'll be spoiled as often as not. As a result, I tend to use my free days to catch up on sleep, get an extra exercise, and read books. Things that I can do without the need for any advanced planning or preparation. The major side effects is that I've never been able to form much in the way of a hobby or interest in living my usual routine. Yeah, everyone's just hiding stuff, I know that. My schedule may have changed once I entered this school. My mindly pathetic recreational habits remain much the same. And I'm gonna scroll back down. Hey, look, sky.
無趣味人間、ここに極まれりって感じね。
Amane, are you referring to me? I'm working through a calisthenics routine in the dorm lobby. Amane is providing helpful commentary. Beautiful, thank you. Feel very accomplished. I mean... Look, the stage whispers and dramatic sighs are starting to get on my nerves. How about you just come over here and tell me off to my face? Wow. Thanks, Makina. I take it back. Do me a favor and stick to sniping behind my back. This is more infuriating than I expected.
にしてもさ、本当にやること何もないの？ヘドはさすがに出ないけど、見ててため息の一つもつきたくもなるわよ、それ。
Dude, this is the best. It's the life right here. Amanda squats down next to me as she speaks, her face full of pity. Give me a break here. It's better than sitting around doing nothing at all, don't you think?
確かにそうだけどさ、それでもせっかくの土曜なんだから、少しはなんかこう、もっとそれらしいことしたらいいんじゃないの？
This woman can be such a pain in the ass sometimes. Bring my calisthenics to a halt for the moment. I stand up and turn to face Amane. Alright then, as you're clearly a professional woman of leisure, Miss Amane, please teach me exactly how to make a delightful use of my Saturdays. I'm all ears. Very simple question, Amane. How do you spend your own free time? You know, the usual. Take care of Machina, letting Machina get away, masturbating to your bed sheets. What do you say?
いやだから週末のアバンチュールを優雅に過ごしまくる人生の達人周防天音先生に
Thank you, Machina, for that setup. Oh man. It's okay, Shade. I ignore some of the comments automatically in my head. And yes, I do actually understand good chunks of Japanese. I can't read it. I actually can't read or write Japanese at all. But when it comes to conversation and like listening to it, and even speaking it to an extent, I can actually get by relatively alright with, you know, on a conversational level.
素晴らしい余暇のエンジョイの仕方を伝授してもらおうと思ったんだが
Man, I like that. That's great, Machina. Put on the spot.
それに何よその安いコピー
アバンチュール処女解放そしてびっくり開花
What the hell kind of face are you making, Machina? Oh my god. Oh man.
こうさ顔めがけて水平にチョップとか打っていいと思う
You know, Amane, she doesn't even have a nose with that face. Go right ahead. Don't ask me. So, how do you spend your weekends, Amane?
そこに話戻すんだね。戻すんだね。
Yeah, yeah, we are. Since you go around calling other people dull human beings, I'm sure you have some really interesting hobbies yourself, right? Spit it out.
習慣大人の隠れ家とかに特集されそうなパーフェクトな趣味なんでしょうなさあどうぞ
Oh, what's this pitying look you're giving, Machina? Are you implying that Amane is one of those people that literally leisurely lounges, does absolutely nothing on weekends?
マキナ、後で覚えてなさいよ。私の趣味は
She also does not have hobbies, guys.
掃除と洗濯と料理かな。
That's literally what you do on a day-to-day basis, Amane. That doesn't count as a hobby. I drop my hands abruptly onto Amane's shoulders. I'm afraid you've made a serious mistake here, my friend. Please allow me to explain in detail.
ごめん、分かってるからやめて。
The things you just listed are not what we call hobbies.
ダメ、お願い言わないで。
Firmly maintaining my grip on Amane as she squirms around violently, I stare into her eyes, plaster on a fake smile, and deliver a blow of truth. Those are chores.
いやー、分かってたけど改めて言われるとすごく惨めだ。
Amane at last escapes from my grasp, collapsing to her knees. She hangs her head in shame. Machina trots over to Amane's side and gives her back a few commiserating thumbs.
まあなんだそのうち君にも生きがいってもんが見つかるかもしれんから
Oh, the nail in the coffin, Machina!
それまではつまらない専業主婦でも頑張ってやってみるといいじゃないかねしかし
やっぱりチョップをさ、こう。
Well, you're the one raising the girl. Discipline her as you see fit. Anyway, with this level of instruction, it doesn't seem likely I'm going to find myself a hobby worth being proud of anytime soon.
昼間から何をギャーギャー騒いでるのよ。うるさくて起きちゃったじゃない。
I'm pretty sure that the sun's been up a little bit longer than that, Michiru. Michiru arrives on the scene. She's obviously been awake for several hours already. Probably thought our noise was a good excuse to be nebby. Nebby? Like from Pokemon? Like get in the bag? Okay. By the way, nebby would be a Kansai slang for someone with a desperate need to stick their nose into other people's conversations. Oh, I thought it was the nickname of a Pokemon that is never in the bag! I've been picking up a bit of this stuff from Amane lately.
ユージの無趣味ぶりをみんなで弾劾してたのよ。
Thanks, housewife.
趣味
Yeah, I don't have anything particularly worthwhile to occupy my leisure time, which they decide to pester me about.
確かにあんたは趣味とかなさそうよね。ずっと部屋で親指だけの腕立て伏せとかしてそうなイメージ。
Actually, that probably is something he would do. Michiru, get in the bag! I understand what she means, but at this point, wouldn't it technically be a finger stand rather than an arm stand?
チルチルの趣味はあれだもんね。
What? What? Wait, she didn't say touching herself. She said, "Aredayone." Like, it's that, right?
お前何言うのよいきなし。
What translation was this for?
だってチルチルが毎日することで習慣になりそうなのってそれぐらいしか思いつかないのよさ。
What?
のっけー。あんたに私の何がわかるって言うのよ。そんなの毎日はしてないわよ。猿みたいな扱いをしないでくれる。
Okay, but it was clearly intended to be the correct meaning of that.
毎日じゃないにしてもしてるのは間違いないのよね。
I don't want to hear that from you, Amane.
それはってあのね、ユージがいる前でする話じゃないでしょ。
What? You touch yourself to me? To Yuji or whatever?
ああ、私は堂々と言えるわよ。
Amane's like, yo,
昨日だってユージのことを考えながらこう。
God damn it! This is why Amane, you're a bitch in heat. Just has the pigtail sticking out of the back. I can see that. You know what? I'm gonna find a picture of Nebi in the bag and just put yellow pigtails sticking out now.
うっとりした口調で明らかに誘うイメージでそんなことを言うな。
ユージもなんとか言ったらどうなのよ。
Sorry, but what exactly am I supposed to say here?
そんな下品なこととか言わないようにしなさいとかそういうことを言ってたしなめればいいじゃないの。
でチルチルは週に何回すんの？
Oh, you're wrecked. Sorry, Makina got you.
ユージをおかずにしたことある？父とか思い出せる？
Oh, she's going lower and lower!
皆さん集まってみちる様の G の話ですか？
Yes! Oh, it's so beautiful! Oh, nail in the coffin number 2 in this conversation.
うわー、もうここの建物ごと爆破してやりたい。
I mean, you're too stupid to, but still, please don't.
みちる様、爆破にはそれ相応の知識と資材が必要になってくるのであまり現実的な手段とは言えませんよ。
わーってるわよそんなこと。例え話を本気にしないでよ。
申し訳ありません。みちる様ならばやりかねないと思いまして。
I mean, actually, it's really hard to tell sometimes. That's a very accurate whoa! Try to keep it down, will you? Well, since I've come here, I guess my leisure time has been increasingly filled with this sort of boisterous, trivial chat. Even in that alone, I think I've gained something from entering this school. By the way, where's Sakaki? Considering the topic of our conversation, I don't think she'd be sticking around for long, even if she did drop by. But I haven't seen our box cutter girl even once today. Box cutter girl. At a glance, her normal reserved seat next to the pillar at the edge of the lobby doesn't seem to have been disturbed recently.
今日出かけてるわよ。
What? She has a social life? Like, actual recreational activity? I thought we were all losers together.
大きなトートバッグを下げてましたね。かなり早い時間でした。
Oh my goodness, guys. Sakaki's the only one that has a life amongst us.
そんなに早い時間に？
ええ、私がちょうど起きた時でしたから、5時過ぎぐらいでしょうか。
Yeah, that's early anyway you look at it. It's one thing if you're a compulsive morning runner like me, but most people aren't going to wake up at that hour on a Saturday. Grade schoolers with their radio exercises or old men doing Tai Chi for their blood pressure, maybe?
バッグの中何入ってんだろ
なんでしょうね。大量のカッターが入ってるんでしょうか。
She just has a bag of box cutters. She just like takes them. Hey, old man, I need to get these sharpened again. Ah, you've been swinging around the old box cutters once more. Ah, how did you finally nip that Yuji fellow? No, I just took it out on like the pillar, like next to the lounge again. Ah, no problem. You'll get him next time, dearie. I don't even know what kind of old man like talks like that while sharpening box cutters, but I don't even know anyone who gets box cutters sharpened. You just replace the blades, now that I think about it. Oh well.
相変わらず謎よね、あの子は。というか、前にもこんな話したっけ、ここで。
We did, now that you mention it. Ominous words bring to mind the previous Sakaki incident, set off after a round of scary stories in the lobby. That first shed light on one aspect of Sakaki's true nature, but not a particularly large or revealing one, and I haven't gained any further insight since. Sakaki's private life is as mysterious as always. As soon as we get back from school, she tends to lock herself up in her room. On the rare occasions she doesn't poke her head outside, she actively evades any real attempt at conversation. Now there's a question. How about Sakaki? What does she do with her free time? I'm not that caught up on actually finding an answer to this question, but I can't deny that the contrast between the shameless openness of this bunch and Sakaki's cloak of secrecy leaves me slightly interested. Wow, Makina. Like, with stars around her face. Touching herself, maybe! Even Amana's getting embarrassed, and that's saying something. Really? Makina, your mother's disappointed in you. Can you please stop saying this? Alright, Night King. Or rather, Makina, stop acting like a perverted old man.
私が悪いのかな。もっと肌の露出を減らさなきゃいけないのかな。
あの子、教室では本読んでるじゃん。読書じゃないの？趣味。
それは違うと思います。
What? That's actually a surprise.
え、どうして？
榊さんは本を読んでいる素振りだけで、実際は読んでいないことが多々あります。
Just going through the motions.
決まった数ページを何度も繰り返したり、そもそもページをめくらなかったり、何日もずっと同じ本を読んでいたこともあります。
Oh. You're observant, Sachi. Bizarrely so.
はい。マキちゃんに言われて、一時期ずっと観察しておりましたから。
Ah, Makina. Wait, she's talking about that time we investigated Sakaki? I thought our mission wrapped up after he succeeded in startling the girl, exposing her scaredy cat nature and generally making life miserable for her. But apparently Sachi was still on observation duty? Makina, you're a terrifying human being. You still kept this thing up, huh? Sure they are, so try not to waste them on stupid crap, alright? At any rate, it seems the bookworm theory is fairly dubious.
Knife action とか。
Knife action, huh?
カッターからの発想よね、それ。
Well.
だって他にないでしょ。歩いてるか座ってるか本読んでるかカッターで人に切りつけるかしかあの子の姿って見てないんだもん。
I mean, to be fair, I think that that everyone is really just you and probably Yuji. When you describe her that concisely, Sakaki really does seem quite the fearsome character, doesn't she?
まあいいじゃない。あの子だって人間なんだから陰でエロ画像を集めたりしてるわよきっと。
Everyone's not you, Amane. I think we were talking about leisure time and hobbies here, but somehow the topic of discussion seems to have shifted to Sakaki's sex life. How'd that happen exactly?
暇で何もすることなかったらとりあえずエッチに走るんじゃないのかな。
You know what I do when I have too much time on my hands, guys? I play video games. I don't play with myself. Unless you mean playing solo or single player video games, which I do that a lot actually.
じゃあ何か榊さんに変化がありましたら皆さんにご報告いたしますね。
Somebody tells me just gonna worry me now. Okay, Sachi, that's not necessary. Really, truly not necessary.
はい、わかりました。ではしません。
Good. The last thing we need is this nonsense leading to something troublesome, making things awkward in the dorm. If Sakaki wants to talk, she'll do so in her own time. It's not like I have any pressing need to know more about her, so I'm not going to pry when she wants to be left alone.
あ、いっけね。洗濯物洗ったまま干すの忘れてた。じゃあ私戻るね。
Alright. Lana patters off towards her room. Sachi and Makina rise off the couch and follow suit. But before I can get up myself, Michiru settles up with an inquiring look on her face.
どうしたの？ユミコのことが気になってる？
No, not particularly. I only stuck around because I've been planning to continue my calisthenics. But Michiru ignores my answer to her question, draws her own conclusions, and forges ahead with this one-sided excuse for a conversation.
まあ気になるんだったら早朝にでも入り口で貼っておけばご本人に直接確認できるんじゃない？
Oh. I have better things to do with my time.
へえ、ついさっき無趣味ぶりをさらけ出したばっかりなのに。
Oh, wow. Wrecked. When Mitra actually calls me out on my bullshit. Damn. If you want to talk down to me, let's seriously find a less self-indulgent hobby first, Michiru.
だからそっから離れろって言ってんでしょ。やるわよ。
By the way, if you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I'm just eating Sour Patch Kids, so don't mind me.
みちる様、本当に G が趣味だったんですか？みちる様。
まあ人生長いんだからそういう時期だってあるさ。猿のように老けて次の目標を考えるんだな、みちるくん。
あー、何か口に詰め込んで死なない程度に苦しめられるものとか落ちてないかしら。
Clawing furiously at her blonde head, Michiru shrieks a desperate entreaty to the heavens. In the end, our discussion about Sakaki's private life was diverted into the usual headache-inducing nonsense before we could reach any real conclusions. Not that it was a topic of especially great interest to me in the first place. A few sets of push-ups later, and I've mostly forgotten about the whole thing. Guess I'm up a bit early. Probably because yesterday I've been a fairly light day. Found myself awake earlier than usual. It's not like that's a bad thing, though. More time for a little calisthenics before my run. Hobbies, huh? As I run through my stretches, I find myself thinking about the conversation we had here yesterday. I guess dull is in fact an objectively appropriate word for someone who uses all of his free time to exercise. From a conventional viewpoint, training your body might well qualify as a hobby of sorts, but in my case, I'm maintaining a tool I need for my profession. Training is just a part of the job for me. So yes, I basically have no hobbies. I think my personality is mostly to blame. Nothing really tends to capture my interest that strongly or for that long. On that point, I may have something in common with Sakaki. By all appearances, she keeps everything and everyone at arm's length, mainly because she's decidedly uninterested in learning more. Come to think of it, didn't they say Sakaki, The sentence halfway out of my mouth, I sensed someone behind me and turned to face them. Sakaki standing by the entrance, staring at me in surprise. Her bulky tote bag lying on her feet. Until at a glance I stuffed full of various items, catch a glimpse of thin wooden objects sticking out of the top.
早いのね。
For what?
起きる時間がよ。
At this point, the conversation from yesterday comes to mind again. The others mentioned Sakaki's habit of leaving the dorm early in the morning by herself. Apart from the large bag she always carries on these trips, no one has any clues as to what she's getting up to. Not that I'm particularly interested, but the flow of the conversation seems to call for a little light probing. You're up early yourself, Sakaki. Where are you off to? To phrase the question pretty casually, it certainly didn't sound too pushy coming out of my mouth. I honestly was trying to draw her into a little small talk, but... Sekai purses her lips for a moment before she speaks. The sentence she finally fires off somehow managed to be simultaneously sharp and blunt. What we've got here, Sakaki, is a failure to communicate. I asked, where are you off to? And you responded, what I do is no one's business. That's the answer to a slightly different question. You're probably feeling self-conscious about whatever it is you are going off to do, and up mishearing what I was asking. Sadly, it's not really a habit. I was born this way. Oops. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Alright, I won't ask you about this again. Okay, there you go. I was like, that's what she said, right? Yes, that's what she said. Okay. Sakai's face fills with genuine confusion. She's clearly surprised by this ready concession to her demand. Yeah, see you later. Sorry to bother you. As Sakaki's heads for the exit, I turn around and begin my calisthenics again. But as I'm sitting on the floor and beginning to stretch out my arms, I realize I haven't heard her leave the building yet. What's up? You need something? Sakai throws open the door in apparent irritation and immediately leaves the dorm. Meanwhile, there's another fishy person, if I do say so myself. What? Wow. Are you girls all so bored that you got up early just for this moment? What, were you watching? You've all got too much time on your hands. Within seconds of Sakaki's exit, the other four emerged from their hiding places around the lobby. Don't tell me you actually went out of your way to wake up early so you could watch her leave. I'm gonna do the best impression of a mischievous child caught with one hand in the cookie jar. Kind of unpleasant to watch. Yeah, that's what they all say, guilty. Sorry, I'm just not that interested. In the first place, if it was something Sakaki would feel comfortable talking about, I'm sure she would have responded differently to my casual question. That blunt refusal to talk probably means she has her reasons for keeping her activities to herself. I'm not so irrepressibly curious as to pester her on a sensitive topic, especially when she's not going to reveal anything anyway. Amane is guilty. That in and of itself is a very interesting thought, Makina, but I'm pretty sure it's wrong. Oh, your grounds for this deduction. Amane, if you'd be so kind as to shut her up now. No, I don't think there's any reason to put your ninja skills to the test today. Guys, come on. If you want to know that badly, Michiru, go tell her yourself one-on-one. Michiru's already imagining all the box cutters.
やるっつってねえでしょ。勝手に覚悟完了すんじゃないわよ。
大丈夫、命は一つじゃない。チルチルなら3つぐらいに切られてもそれぞれが真ミチルとなって生まれ変われるのよさ。
プラナリア？ねえちょっとマキナ、あんた私をプラナリア扱いか。
Look, I really like to exercise at some point if you don't mind. Yo. Later that same day. Shortly after finishing my outdoor training, I happened to be doing some cool-down exercises in the dorm lobby just as Sekai returns. She's holding her bag in the shadow cast by her own body, as if consciously trying to hide it from view. Sorry about this morning. First off, an apology for my earlier rudeness seems called for. Sekai offers a vague non-response, squirming awkwardly where she stands. Alright, I'll see you later. Turn away and restart my calisthenics. Sakaki doesn't move a muscle. Sakaki? I call out to her for the second time. Sakaki flinches in surprise, then shoots me a fierce glare. Wow. Clearly talking to herself rather than me, she stomps off in the direction of her room. Well, after Sakaki vanished from view, I'm still staring after her. The girl might not have said much of anything to me just now, but it's obvious that she's strangely tense. Wonder if something's wrong. As I'm puzzling over the matter, a certain woman of unusual proportions appears out of nowhere.
なんかちょっと話したそうだったね、榊さん。
Man, when I thought Amana's guilty, I was right. Amana approaches me with a knowing smirk on her face. Oh yeah? I didn't get that feeling personally.
それはユージが基本的に鈍感なだけよ。
Rather than sitting on the sofa, Amana drops herself cross-legged onto the ground. Drawing her face close to me as I exercise, as if to give me a whiff of her perfume, she continues.
ねえ、で、どうなの？榊さんにちょっとは興味出たの？
Usually I'll probably say something like, sorry to disappoint you, but no. Sorry, exactly what in the conversation just now suggested that to you.
あるからそんな思わせぶりな態度をとってるのかと思ったのよ。あえて踏み込まず、榊さんからやってくるのを待つというか。
I don't know about you, but I don't approach my relationships with other people as if they were a fish I'm trying to catch.
あらやだ、私はしないわよ、そんなこと。やるならもっと直接攻撃の方が性に合ってるわ。
That makes too much sense, Amane. True, full frontal certainly seems more plausible in your case. Sorry I misjudged you.
半分は天然で言ってるんだろうけど、ユージって時々本当に引っ叩きたくなるわね。
Sadly, I was born this way.
にしてもさ、榊さんって本当に何してんだろうね。誰にもほとんど関わらず一人でいるし、辛くならないのかな。
I don't know, maybe she's like Yuji in that regard. That she blames herself for something. Or she feels like she doesn't deserve like normal people happiness. Well, I guess being alone is the less painful choice sometimes. Oh yeah, or if you lost somebody too, like colleagues and stuff, friends. Everyone probably lost something in their lives, and that's the problem. Oh well. And Chizuru out of nowhere. So I think this is a good place to call it, guys. It was fun. I feel like we get closer and closer to the time where I may actually choose the route that we're gonna go down. Wow, Darkstick, you made it. 10 out of 10 made it for this live stream. Congratulations. How's it going? But yes, we're actually gonna call it here. Because I still have to get dinner, and you know, anime gets slowly more grumpy and grumpy without food, and then that's just not as fun. So this anime fan RK2k, who me? I don't know. Maybe I'm like Yuji. Maybe I'm more insightful than Yuji because I get his commentary and then I can build on it. But anyway, this is animefanrk2k. Thank you very much for watching tonight's Monday Night Livestream. Hope to see you next week or another time for a Monday Night Livestream. And I have nothing else to say. So, see ya.